Hi guys.
Hello.
All right. I'm still looking for I was supposed to like have a song that I was gonna intro, but
Are we still doing the AI thing?
yeah, we can do the AI thing, but this one's gonna be a little bit more fitting.
I mean, we don't have to.
Here's the thing with the AI thing. It's you get into the you like it's kind of sounds the same like whenever you change the topics, like you can tell that it's still AI. It doesn't sound authentic enough yet.
Have you used the one that I sent you? I mean, like that same company, that Suno or whatever it's called?
I didn't use Suno. I use a different one.
Dude, it's so good. The
Yeah,
Suno
okay.
one.
Suno's really good.
It is really good. Like, it
Really
sounds so legit, some of them.
Maybe
I mean,
I
some
just
of
don't
them you
like the
can
hip
tell.
hop.
You can do any genre you want.
I know, but I just don't like their hip hop. Their hip hop isn't like authentic hip hop to me. Do you guys know who this is? I know you know. I know you know, baby.
I know the song. I couldn't tell you who the artist is.
It's John Cena when he comes out.
Oh, wrestling.
Isn't it
Yeah,
music?
yeah.
Yeah. You do the, you know what I mean?
I mean, we can't see
love
Greg.
me
We
some John
have,
Cena.
it's fine.
Oh yeah, Greg is our John Cena.
Naked Greg.
Naked Greg, John Cena, just fucking. I watched the doc on WWE and I want to be Vince McMahon. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Entertainment Panel. I am Swill, your host. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and introduce where you're from, we'll start with,
Where I'm from?
well, your platform.
Joey Donuts. I'm from Northwest Indiana, and I like sports.
All right.
All right. All right. I'm Aaron, Tech Daddy on my own show, but Required Taste Podcast, mostly on Spotify is our main platform. But yeah.
I like the way you just say that. Just
Tech
you,
Daddy.
you have you have a podcast voice. I don't have a podcast voice. It's just
I
my
also have a
voice.
podcast face. So it's all right.
Is your podcast, do you do it in video form as well?
We don't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the first. We've done, I think, 2 video shoots so far. One of them was at a brewery for our 1-year anniversary. We had a beer release. And then this is probably the 3rd time I've ever been on camera for anything. So,
All right.
yeah.
Bet.
Oh, I'm Kay Ethel, and you can find me on TikTok at Kay Ethel Dickerson.
Bet.
And I'm from Texas.
Texas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like authentic, real Texas to the core.
Like so close to Louisiana, so I'm like practically Cajun. But yeah, Tex-Mex, yeah.
I got some Creole in my blood, so.
Oh.
And then there's Naked Greg.
What's
Naked
up?
Greg off camera.
How you doing?
How are you, Naked Greg?
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Must be cold in here, Naked Greg.
It's 37 degrees.
My nose hurts. It's so cold.
It'll warm up with all you mouth breathers in here. So real quick, just for the audience that's probably going to be incoming who doesn't know what we do here, we talk TV, we talk movies, we talk conspiracy, we talk just about everything entertainment, music, just different things like that. We're going to get right into it. We usually cover things that have happened in the past week or two. Unfortunately, something that's just been devastating social media and just really interesting to watch is Hurricane Milton. Have you guys seen a lot of, obviously it's been taking over social media, but have you guys, what are things that you're hearing about the hurricane so far? I heard was it a category 3 or 4 when it hit?
When it hit, I want to say 3. I know it was like rumored to be a 5, like the day or two before landfall, and then I think it got knocked down to a 4, and then I want to say maybe it was a 3 when it ended up hitting. But I get a lot of the video content from my wife, who has a TikTok and who is constantly showing me videos of like things from TikTok of it, and she's following, like she's getting really invested in these people's stories because she watched them preparing for it. And then she made sure to bookmark them all because she wants to check back like today and make sure they're still alive, because that's literally like a concern or at least it was going into the hurricane, was that some of these people are like, nah, I'm staying. And she's like, all right, we'll see. And I think they're alive still. But that's crazy that some of these people are just like, nah, I'm not going anywhere.
That could be the most depressing app in the world.
If they just
Like
never
when-
post again.
No, when a hurricane comes and it's like, make your bets. Who's gonna survive the hurricane?
Well, I mean, some of these people like are just defiantly staying. You know, obviously some of them they can't afford to leave or whatever, but some of these people, like these TikTokers who
pride
have these
thing.
awesome houses, I think they can afford to leave. But they're just like, nah, I'm not going anywhere. You know, like that Jordan Belfort video
I'm not fucking
in
going.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I'm not fucking leaving.
Did
Like
you,
that
For the
type of thing.
content.
Did you guys see the? I don't know if it's real or not, but it was the pictures on the internet of these like ratchet straps holding down homes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one
Like-
survived. I have an update for you. It survived.
That was actually real.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was real. There was people because I saw it on Twitter, and then in the comments, I'm like, "This guy's probably dumb, right?" And I look at the comments, and people are like, an engineer here. This is actually perfect." How you, this? And I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Wait,
like
what? What?
this?
Yeah. So like imagine like we have like this giant truck and you need to transport something and you have ratchet straps.
Yeah, I know what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
For a
truck
house.
is the earth,
Right.
and what you're hauling is a house.
House.
So you just strap it to the ground?
And then
Yep,
you like
and
gotta make sure, hey, this isn't going anywhere. Gotta
You
test
got to
it.
do the test. The
Exactly.
slap.
Yeah, you snap it.
It's
That ain't
ready.
going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so
apparently didn't.
you from the part of Texas that you were in, did you ever experience a hurricane?
Yes. 94. Every 4 or so years, we get a really bad one, and it wipes us out pretty good. But
What is it like? What do you mean wipes us out?
So we're like an hour from the coast. So we don't get the horrible wind damage, but we get flooding. So we flood pretty often. And so if you're older, it's really hard to pick up and rebuild. But if you're our age, you get new floors every, 4 years. So you're like,
You just
yeah,
kinda
let's
like
go.
invest in it.
Remodel. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't Galveston get hit by a big one like maybe 10 years ago or something? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was Hurricane Harvey, I think.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I just remember like Texas getting hit and it being a big deal. And I never really thought of Texas being hit with hurricanes. Like I just always associated with like Florida or like one of the Carolinas or, Louisiana. And I never really thought like, yeah, Texas, I guess, is right there on the water too.
Right.
How do you
yeah.
prepare for it?
You buy a lot of toilet paper. That's what they do in Texas. All the toilet paper sold out, but no, you generator, gas up the generator, and water, beanie weenies, Vienna sausages.
You just expect your house to.
Yeah, you
are
just-
the houses
it's gonna
built
happen.
for floods.
No,
Just a
you
couple of beanie weenies.
Do they not
Me and the
even
dog.
You get-
waiting
Heard
to
that.
storm
you get
out.
your lanterns out. Yeah,
But the beanie weenies are
as long as you
flowing.
have cat food and dog food, you're good. As long as the animals are fed. So yeah.
do they even offer flood insurance?
Oh yeah, ours is like $700 a year. Why not have it? So.
Okay.
And houses are more expensive where in the
In
flood
flood
zone you
zones,
are.
Sure.
So half of our house in Texas is in a flood zone and the other half isn't. So yeah, it's kind of weird how you.
So you like move all the laptops and expensive stuff to the hurricane side?
Oh, I've done that
Get some
before.
new
Like
insurance stuff.
the water started coming in. And I was like, I don't really like this rug anymore. And then you just take a picture.
There were
Oh,
7
no.
TVs in this room. Yeah, there were 7 TVs in this room. Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna blur everybody's face out on that, just in case any insurance adjusters are watching.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, and I have family who lives in Slidell or Covington, which is right near New Orleans, and they got hit a little bit by the hurricane Katrina. And then I have other family members who I didn't realize they're not as close as us, but I didn't realize that they live nearby, and they said that they owned a gas station, and the gas station was just like police had to be there to watch the gas stations because people are just siphoning out gas from gas stations, and it's like a war zone. Like people just come up with guns and they try to rob gas stations because gas is the hottest commodity around.
That's insane.
Like
Yeah.
it's such an apocalyptic thing to think about that like people are just rolling up in trucks with empty gas
Like
tanks.
Mad Max.
And they're holding up gas stations, not for the money, but just for the gasoline, and they siphon it out. And they had to have shifts overnight where they stayed to watch guard at the gas station to make sure that they didn't get run dry by thieves. Like that's wild.
That's
That's
I
wild.
mean, life, death, yeah, your whole family died. But that sounds exciting.
Hurricane parties are the best. You stock
Oh,
up
yeah.
on beer
See?
and you
See,
That is
you
so
get
the
all the
future.
snacks.
That is the
you
most
just
Northwest
chilling like
Indiana
that?
thing I've heard in quite some time.
A
You just stay
hurricane party?
upstairs?
Oh, dude, you don't
No,
know about this?
I have a one story.
Not Northwest Indiana.
Oh, man, we see them all the time.
Tornado party.
Tornado parties, yes.
Yeah.
You know, not
Oh yeah,
hurricane.
no. If a tornado comes, I am the biggest. I'm out. If the siren
Wait,
but
so
I can swim, so hurricane's fine.
but during the hurricane, you just stay upstairs, or
Can't
No,
swim
we
at
have a
180
one-story-
miles
you-
an hour.
Got it.
I'm good.
You haven't seen me
Just
swim.
tread water in a hurricane.
that's
Wow.
nice. I still don't understand like what you strap your house to.
The
The
ground.
ground.
Yeah, but like how, like what is in the ground that you could strap it up to?
Just stake it down.
There's more ground underneath that ground. It goes
There we go.
quite far.
There's
Yeah,
a couple
but
levels.
Wouldn't that just uproot? Wouldn't
Come
that just
out to
uproot?
China on the other side.
I don't know. Like, on the other end of that strap, there's got to be some sort of spiral augers or
It's
something
like
that's
staking
going
down
in.
a tent.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
But house
I mean, how
size.
many houses successfully made it through? We have one to prove it.
we have one. I think only one.
Yeah.
One
so
of
I
ones
mean,
if they're
wow,
batting
that's
1,000.
100%. But like,
Lock it
Hall
in.
of Fame.
But I think
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
need more reviews on this.
I don't think that was a tactic to stop the house from going away in a flood. I think it was from the wind. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To keep like the shingles down and the gutters and whatever else.
That makes
and-
sense.
That's why they open the windows, because then the water can just flow through.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So they didn't have insurance, is what you're telling me. Got it. Got it.
Oh, I mean, hearts go out to anybody who's without power, who's struggling right now, wasn't able to evacuate and things like that. Definitely feeling for those who are still stuck in the storm. You know, like I mean, it really sucked to see the political side of it, and how much they, you know, things weren't taken care of. The governor not accepting help from the president and whatnot. It's unfortunate how those things play a part, but you know, like I said, heart goes out to anybody dealing with that. Speaking of presidents, our former president, Donald Trump, his wife, who is our former first lady, she released, I believe, a book. And I'm just going to read how she recalls meeting Donald Trump. She says, from the moment our conversation began, I was captivated by his charm and easygoing nature. There was no such bustling activity around us, but his intent focus on our interaction made me feel like the center of his world. The part about that was when he met her for the first time, he was with another gal. In
Grab him by the
person.
pussy.
Hey, man, pimping is pimping, all right? I'll tell you.
So she over a little over a week ago, she was talking about her stance on abortion, and now this comes out. Is she trying to make him look bad?
Well, I don't see how that necessarily made him look bad.
Yeah. Why would that make him look bad?
Oh no! All these beautiful women are competing for me.
Well, him having this conversation with her when he's with not some like you can't.
But that
talk
part
to-
was already known, right? That he was a cheater. So people aren't like, oh my God, he's a cheater. Like, we already knew that part.
that doesn't make it any.
He doesn't
Well,
care
I'm
to be
just-
politically correct.
I'm just saying it's
so-
not a shocker. Like you reading that and then being like, oh, he was with someone else.
I thought
Yeah.
he was a priest before this emerged.
Yeah, like we all kind of knew that part.
I guess okay. Let's switch it up. Let's
I
say
can get a
that
clip of him saying "grab him by the pussy" in 10 seconds. That's the threshold we're baselining against right now.
I don't know. It just seems like weird to me that I guess when it comes to Donald Trump, there aren't many things that can make him look any worse. I guess because of all the things that he's done, the things that he said. I don't know. I guess it's just like you find out that a serial killer killed another person. You know, you're just like, well, he kills. Like I guess, but
Right. Water wet, sky blue, and
And none of it will matter. Like none of it will matter. So, you know what I mean?
No, I
know.
don't. What? Why wouldn't it matter?
Like nothing that he does or says is going to matter to
True. Okay. Yeah.
to so many people. So at this point, it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, how many people do you think out there are going to be like, I was going to support him, but I don't know. This whole thing about what Melania said in the book, that's going to make
that
me,
was
you know
the
what I
line.
mean?
They hopped
Right.
over it.
Like, yeah, like
too
we're
far.
way far past
Whoop,
that.
trip.
it's weird. But when you put it like that, like I get it. But like in my head, when I was thinking about when I read it for the first time, and I was thinking about topics, I was like, man, this fucking guy, man, it just. it wouldn't sway. I guess it doesn't sway your stance one way or another. It's just it's so much on him. Like it's like more.
I think Melania being pro-abortion, I think that's a much more shocking and bigger deal to him, to or possibly to his base, is finding out that she's actually
not every
for abortion.
Republican is pro-life either.
Right.
So, there's a spectrum. And
For sure. But I think that's such a not a deal breaker, but it's like that really solidifies him for some people, is the fact that he is pro-life. And so finding out that she's pro-abortion, I could see some people being like, I don't know. Now that might, not that it's going to sway him anyway, but I'm saying I could see some people being a little turned off by that. Again, maybe not enough to matter. But.
Down south, they already tattooed his face on their chest, and they're like, yeehaw. So I don't think they're going to change their minds.
But I thought that was interesting that she thought the opposite on such a polarizing subject.
That is a big one. You're right.
Is Texas a red state?
Oh, yeah. It's for a long time.
Why you looking
Oh,
at me?
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm from
For a
Michigan.
long time.
Oh, man.
We're a swing state.
Well, the bigger that Austin gets, because we're getting all the people from California, the slowly bluer it gets. And Houston is very, diverse. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's more
It's-
purple than it's ever been.
Right.
But maybe not ever been, but in decades. But yeah, it's still, I don't know the last time that Texas ever went blue was. I'd have to look that up. It's got to be.
I don't
It's
think
been
it
a
ever
while.
has.
Ever, you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would believe it if it never has. Or maybe like way back in the 60s or when everyone was like, when presidents got way higher approval ratings and everyone was like, all right, yeah, this guy's a good
But
guy.
that was still LBJ then.
I'll take
like
your
in
word
the
for it.
60s. He was a president from Texas. Moving on.
There's a whole war going on at that time. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
it feels like it's always a war.
There's a whole Vietnam thing is a thing. Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Yeah. It was nothing. It's just Vietnam. Speaking of murder, are you guys up to date on the story of the Menendez brothers?
Nope, have not seen
That
it
was
yet.
before I was born.
I know
The
from
new
30
documentary,
Rock,
though, I
talking
assume.
about Tracy Morgan with his son trying to get Menendez, where he murdered him.
Oh
Was
wow!
that not important to you guys?
I got to go look that up. Are you guys familiar with just what happened?
please
I
tell me a
did
story.
Google it.
Honestly, no.
Yeah, no. So the Menendez brothers, two brothers who were, they claimed to be abused by their parents. Their father was a music executive. He dealt with, I can't remember, Menudo, that group. I guess he was around like Ricky Martin when he was little, things like that. Apparently they had enough and they killed their parents. There's a new movie on Netflix about it. There's a new doc out on Netflix about it too. I thought that was interesting. Like right after they dropped, it wasn't a movie; it's a show. It's the Monster series that they do. They did the Monster series on Dahmer. That's where we got that Dahmer doc from. And they did the same thing. I from what I've heard, it's really good. I'm gonna dive into it when I like to go to a dark place. So I'm definitely gonna dive into it. But also, there's a documentary that just on what happened with those guys, and this pretty interesting story. Were you raising your hand?
No, I was scratching my eyebrow.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
And also in shock of you wanting to go to a dark place. Like you.
Well, that is like, you want to go to a dark place. I want to relax and watch that show.
Well,
Like, that is just going to bring me joy.
okay, so
Not weird at all.
yeah, well, when I watch murder stuff, like I have to have like the lights on, and it be daytime. Yeah. How do you watch your stuff?
Just in
With
the
my
bushes
pants
at
off.
night.
Like at night?
In someone else's bushes.
It's so, I can't afford Netflix. It's too expensive these
Right.
days.
In this economy?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Peeping through the window.
Netflix and Creep.
How much of murder consumes your like what you watch?
Oh, it's mostly Paw Patrol right now because I have a 1-year-old. But it used to be 24/7 ID channel. Oh, yeah, all the time.
Is it just like an interest in murder itself, or
I love murder.
what's your favorite murder?
Okay, so my favorite murder. Well, it's really not. Mile Marker 151 happened in, it's a podcast, happened in Ohio. Get into it. It's amazing. The girl was drunk, got ran off the road. There's so much, what's that word? Motive going into that. That is probably my favorite and still unsolved today. Yeah. So, and her head was decapitated and it flew off like
When that
Okay,
happened.
there we go.
90 feet down the road. So
There we go.
And they
that
have
one's
no clue who did it.
no clue. And I love it. I
What year
live
was
for
it?
that. Probably in the 90s, maybe. Yeah.
Naked Greg, you got a favorite murder?
I do. So we said we're getting a little conspiracy in here.
Mm-hmm.
So OJ didn't do it.
Okay.
So his son, I guess, was a chef who had a lot of rage issues and hated the woman that was killed. And so he, because everyone's like, why would you ever get in that? The most famous part about that whole murder was the slow motion chase. Was him in his Bronco driving like 10 miles an hour down the Los Angeles freeway. I mean, that's like the most famous part. Why would you do that? Like, that just doesn't make any sense.
Because the glove didn't fit.
So you must have quit.
Those are both two sentences. But no, the conjecture is that his son murdered the wife and then OJ showed up and then was basically covering for the son while the son and his attorney figured out the cover story. So that was why he had to have that really long slow motion chase, was so the attorney and the son could get their story straight before everybody got arrested.
Seems legit. I'm in.
I mean, there's more to it, but the CSI fact finders are still working on that.
Question for you about that.
40
So,
years later.
If OJ was the juice, would his son be the juice box?
Follow-up question. How many zingers are pre-recorded for you today?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
As he reaches for the list.
Joe, what's your favorite murder?
So I got a triple answer for you because it was a triple murder.
Okay.
So the documentary that really spawned my curiosity about like murder documentaries and stuff like this really this consumed me for like weeks after I watched it. It's Paradise Lost. Have you guys ever seen that on HBO? No. Paradise Lost is about in 1996. These three boys were murdered. I think they were like around 10 years old, 8 to 10 years old. They were murdered, mutilated. It was terrible. And their bodies were left like along a river bend. So they're trying to figure out who did it. In this town just west of Memphis, they assumed that it was these three teenage boys because these three teenage boys, or at least two of the three, I don't know if all three did, were into like, Antichrist and like type of just teenage stuff where you're just like dressing like,
Sketchy, shady.
yeah, just trying to be a teenager who's dressing like, an all black and like wearing Antichrist t-shirts and like just hot topic type of stuff and looking goth generally. The town was like, well, it must be these teenagers. So everything, the police department like totally railroaded these three teenagers and said, well, it's got to be them. And they had like no evidence for it. This is in 1996. They all get charged with murder. And HBO was in the courtroom during this. So all of it, like HBO was documenting this as it was happening in real life in 1996, like as it unfolded. They put out a documentary. Then in 2004, maybe 2007, new evidence came out. And I don't want to say exactly what happened, but they found out more information about this. So they did another documentary with these people with all the new evidence, whatever. And then in 2020, more evidence came out about something. So they came out with another documentary. So it's a series of 3 documentaries. And since then, like Hulu's done one and like I think Netflix did one. And they've kind of done, versions of the story. But I just love the fact that HBO was around for like literally a 3-part over the course of 24 years.
Falling down the stairs one?
The staircase? The staircase is a great one. No, that's not. It's a totally different story.
Oh, okay.
This is 3 boys in Memphis who got murdered. But it's just the fact that it's all courtroom footage live as it unfolded. They follow the families of the 3 boys. They follow the families of the 3 accused boys. They follow the townspeople, the prosecutors. Everybody is being followed for literally like 24 years, just updating. And you see these people get older and older in every subsequent iteration. And it's just, I don't know, it's just really fascinating to see it all unfold like that. Because normally we see a documentary, it's all wrapped up by the time it makes it to Netflix. They can edit it in a certain way to where they're trying to steer us one way and then they're going to like hit us with a surprise at the end, but they've known the outcome the whole time. They just edit it and narrate it that way. This was 3 documentaries filmed as new details are unfolding. And then this is causing more people to get in on it. And then the internet age comes up and then more people are like kind of coming together with more information. It's just so fascinating.
So did they actually solve it?
I don't want to tell you, Greg. You got to watch it.
I gotta watch
I don't have
all.
You
time
gotta
for this.
watch
I need
it.
to know the
It's-
answers now.
They're like an hour and a half each. So you're talking, a typical series nowadays with a documentary is, hour and a half, 3 episodes, whatever. Highly recommend it. I think it's still on HBO. They originally owned it. I don't know if they still do, but Paradise Lost. And there's been so many movies and documentaries made about that and since then.
You have a favorite, Aaron?
So this is really not my subject that I cover much. It's ironic because you mentioned before we recorded, I'm like, oh yeah, you totally know about this. Like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
It's all a lie. It's everybody else that's on my podcast that does this stuff. And my partner, she's all about this type of, it's like Kay, pretty much you all over again. It's like, why are you so creepy? Get out of my house. But there, conspiracy wise though, there is something that it kind of does interest me. We just started recently covering it about the missing 411s. So
Those are
Love
creepy.
that.
so creepy.
Yes.
Messes with my sleep. I like my sleep more than most people. So I just learning about and for those that don't know what I'm referring to.
What is that?
So missing 411 is these national parks, and this happens at mostly national parks. This is where these happen. So what it is people will go straight up missing and appear miles from where they were originally at. So, for example, there was a kid. I forgot what park this was, but there was a kid's birthday party going on. I think the kid was like 2, walking around. I think it was chasing after a cat, and disappeared from the party. Reappeared 12 miles away in the middle of a swamp. Clothes were dry, no scratches on him, no sign that he just walked 12 miles, and disappeared there after they were searching for him for days.
It's a portal.
But the kid doesn't know what happened. The kid
Just
just
a kid. He was like, oh, I was chasing a cat. There were some cows. Now I'm here.
Well, there was one. There was one I saw,
Mhm.
and it was a 7-year-old girl who disappeared for I think 4 days, and like they had 5 or 6 helicopters. They had like hundreds of people searching for her. They found her. It was like I think 12 or 15 miles, like as the crow flies. So if you're actually walking, it was like 30 miles barefoot. I think maybe even in a swimming suit. And she was found. And then she mentioned she had a mysterious friend, like a secret friend who kept her safe and like prevented her from falling off a cliff. And she goes, oh yeah, her name's like Marissa or something. And she likes to tell jokes and like she has dark hair. And then they look it up. And this Marissa was a girl who was 6 years old who died in that same park in the same place like 30 years ago.
I'm out.
And like described her to a T. And like too spooky.
They
Too
are.
spooky.
That's
Where
what
can I
really
watch
messes- There's actually a few documentaries. You can find them on like Netflix and stuff like that.
There's
Amazon has
yeah.
some.
There's
There's
a-
a bunch of them.
has some. Well, is it a series? Is it?
Oh, the problem with them, the problem with these incidents is that they're actually not written down. So national parks, in order to keep people like there and visiting them, keep funding there, they don't actually mark down these people that are missing. It's the people's families that'll report the person missing. So national parks don't have like a registry of these. So either it's a story or two that you'll get on like a documentary, or you'll have to like dig deep and like go down that rabbit hole of these 411.
That's wild.
Oh, there's so many.
Mr.
Yeah,
Ballin. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm.
Yeah, Mr. Ballin. He's this guy. He always wears like a backwards hat and a flannel on YouTube. Just Ballen. He's a storyteller. He has
I know
so
this
many
guy.
clips.
He's amazing.
He's really good at storytelling. and that was the one I found the 411 stuff through, and it was daytime. I was like, this is some spooky stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah, I
good one.
do.
It's a deep one.
Do you
Yeah.
guys feel like Netflix and these big companies that have these big budgets and different things, do you feel like they're steering people in the direction of murder? Do you feel like they're glorifying murders and serial killers and different things like that? Because you have the monster series, you have different things that you generally get on Netflix, and I got to figure out what that is. There's a little sound.
Neighbors
coming
having a rave.
through. Yeah. But yeah, do you guys get the feeling that they're glorifying murder?
Well, I think it's. I'm not going to mention any specific names of people who are sitting in this room right now with any shirts on about tech. But like, if people watch, if like they're looking at their metrics for the viewership, and somebody sits down and watches 19 hours of murders, they're like, "Boss, murders are it."
Well,
Like,
it's
let's-
just like sex sells, like
Yeah.
murder
sex.
sells.
Double up, double the profits.
I mean,
yeah,
one of
there-
the biggest things that Netflix had going for it was making a murder. I mean, that was
Yeah.
like one of
Yeah.
the biggest streamed. It may at one point have
Which
even
was
been the
terrible,
most
by the
streamed
way.
thing. And I think ever since then, I think that's the secret
they're just
formula.
chasing the high.
Do you feel like that
exactly.
has an adverse effect on society?
I don't think so.
Murdery people, I feel like, kind of either got it or they don't.
Yeah,
Chemical imbalance.
maybe they're born
Well,
with it.
maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's murder.
Thank you.
But I would see it if there was
Cross
say like
that
a bunch
one
of maybe if it was like a bunch of copycats like starting to come out now from like say these old killings, and we started seeing more copycats now, then I can see what you're going for. But I think it's just chasing the trend.
Here's one for you. Don't fuck with cats. Have you seen that on
Oh,
Hulu?
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
That was only solved because so many people are
Social
obsessed
media.
with murder that so many people are on forums trying to figure shit out. And that's how that whole thing got resolved, was the fact that people are so into murder and like looking things up and being internet sleuths. Like internet sleuthing is literally like a new phenomenon that couldn't have existed obviously before the internet. But I'm just saying, like, that's so popular now that that's like a legitimate way that crimes get solved. It's like
Yeah.
internet sleuths just coming together
Yeah.
and just putting all their, just combing over Google Maps to like figure stuff out. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I figured I'd ask because it seems like the biggest shows that they have, the biggest everything, it's all wrapped around murders that happened in the past 20 years. And it just seems like there's like a gluttony for it. But I guess, I mean, it goes back all the way back to, the gladiator times. This has always been
True.
a thing. This has always been a thing in entertainment.
People love death.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of gladiators. All right. So, I watched the doc on the WWE, WWF, and it's Mr. McMahon. It's on Netflix. I took a lot from it. Are you guys at all? Have you guys at all been ever interested in wrestling?
John Cena's great to look at, and I actually met Hulk Hogan's brother
Really?
on vacation once. Very nice guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Have you guys ever met any wrestlers before?
Nope.
I have.
Yeah.
I met Cactus Jack, aka Mankind.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was Wizard World. This is Wizard World Chicago, like 08, 09 maybe. And he was just standing next to Lou Ferrigno. I'm like, all right. So I meet Lou Ferrigno every year. He's a pretty cool guy. I mean, I didn't know he was deaf at first. That was interesting.
Are you and him like on speaking terms? Like,
As much as you
What's
can
up, Lou?
communicate with a deaf man and a dude who doesn't know sign language. So yeah.
Lou Ferrigno's deaf.
Yeah, what? He's deaf?
Yeah.
Not fully, right?
Deaf,
Legally, maybe, or something?
he's pretty deaf.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, his speech doesn't give it away.
Give it away, right? Yeah, that's what I said.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who's this dude?
Lou
Lou what?
Ferrigno.
Are
Is
you
he-
messing with all
he-
of us right now? Because it's
Not at all.
working.
I swear, I'm not.
I don't know you well enough to know if you're fucking with me right
I
now.
just met all of you today, so but I swear I would never do that. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno's for sure enough. But right next to him was Mankind, and was honestly the nicest dude I've ever met in my life. It was quite nice.
Has he been deaf his whole life?
I'm pretty sure. Why are we on this still?
I know, right?
I don't know, because I thought he was an
just
actor.
fascinating.
Wasn't he an actor?
Yeah, he was the Hulk.
Right.
The original
Yeah.
Hulk, yeah.
I just
That
looked it up,
seems-
but-
That seems like
Well, it's like if you were like, "Hey, John Cena's blind," we'd go,
What?
"Is that why you can't see him?"
Yeah, he can't see him.
yeah, that's not how blindness works.
Yes, the irony of it all.
One thing that I thought was really cool about Mr. McMahon was his ability to create the character. Well, Vince McMahon, it was to create the character of Mr. McMahon. And I don't know if you guys ever got into any of those storylines, but the storylines are actually pretty crazy. He involved his family. He took over. There was of course, there was a battle between him and WCW. There were also, they were losing their roster to them and things like that. Eventually, he ends up putting them out of business. And he even has the old CEO of WCW hires him to come on WWE as a foe. So he always uses things like, I didn't even know that Vince McMahon was married because of how often you see him around the women wrestlers, and they would have interactions, they would make out, different things like that. Whole time, dude's married. He had a whole storyline of his wife being like pretty much in a wheelchair and not able to communicate, like a coma. And during that time, he would be like, he had like a mistress, and he would carry on actions with the mistress for the storyline, and his wife just was cool with the whole thing. He actually kissed one of the mistresses in front of his wife, and then had other scenes where she's pushing the mistress is pushing his wife out in the wheelchair. And I just thought of the genius to be able to, one, get everybody to fucking buy into that, and two, pull that off. I don't know if you guys ever seen any of the storylines from Mr. McMahon or anything like that.
Oh yeah, it was wild. He was a great storyteller though, and it also explains why he had so much freaking money.
Yeah,
I mean, the dude was and probably still is very rich.
yeah.
Well,
very rich.
He basically created a new genre of entertainment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the entertaining wrestling just before him wasn't a thing. Billions of dollars, hundreds, maybe even like 1,000 different personalities on that touring. I remember somebody was talking about it. They're performing, the professional guys, like 200 days a year. And it's like, that's more than most professional sports. And it's just, I mean, you're getting thrown out of a fucking ring. Like,
Yeah.
pretty physically demanding. But I think a lot of people look at wrestling and go like, oh, that's dumb because they're just faking it. And it's like, well, yeah, duh. But it's also a huge business.
What I've always noticed about that, like, even I'm not a big wrestling fan like I used to be. I mean, it's still cool, but I just don't, watch it like I used to. But one of the things I've always noticed about wrestling is if people are like, oh man, wrestling sucks, da da da. If you put it on TV, they'll stop what they're doing and watch it.
Oh, for real.
Like I guarantee, like people will watch it if it's on.
It is entertaining, but like you can only throw so many chairs before I'm bored.
That's a lie.
How many chairs?
Dana White,
Turn back on the murder mystery.
Dana White from that UFC, he said if everybody's at a soccer game and there's a fight in the parking lot, everyone's stopping to watch the soccer game and going and watching the fight in the parking lot. And it's like, fights are just awesome. They are. Fights are for men what murders are for women. There's your apples to oranges.
Do you think if everyone was at a UFC fight and a fight broke out in the crowd, that people wouldn't turn and watch the fight in the crowd?
I think
The fight in the crowd is gonna win every
That's
time.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's the unsanctioned like bum fight. That's why bum fights were so big. And people were like, "This is wild. This is just like random people scrapping."
The Kimbo Slice.
That's what I'm talking about. Like I'd rather watch bum fights than UFC because like the idea of just random people who like probably fight like me, you know what I mean? Just like throwing wild haymakers, like that is entertaining, I think.
Do you guys remember why Vince McMahon is no longer with WWE?
Oh, there was some kind of scandal, but I forgot what it was.
He's got a lot of scandals, doesn't he?
He does have a few.
I mean, isn't he like an awful person?
Well, for a very long time, he was able to play off the Mr. McMahon character as like not like, oh, this is not really me. And if you ask, they asked everyone, they asked a lot of different people. They asked Hulk, John Cena, a lot of the different wrestlers. They asked, like, is he really that way? and you got like a really mixed bag of answers. One answer was kind of really wholesome. Like this guy was like, yeah, you know, he could be that way, but at the same time, this is the guy that paid for my wife's cancer treatments, and she only had 6 months to live, and he made sure that she lives, and that was 24 years ago. So you have stories like that, but then you have stories of like, well, granted, what he ended up, you know, getting kicked out for. So there was so UFC and WWE, they were able to get a mother company to pretty much take over both of them. So now he wasn't the sole family owner of WWE. He was part of a board. And after that, there were text messages that came out between him and a former employee. And I don't know if I can read them or not. You remember, right?
I know what you're talking
Can you
about.
summarize them?
I'm going to say it and I'm going to use like blank. Regarding your last picture, this is him texting. I can't say that. I can't say that.
Can we
Gotta
guess
get
that they were sexual in nature?
They were very sexual in nature. They
Ding,
were
ding, ding,
incredibly
ding.
graphic. And he was talking about a girl taking multiple at the same time and like graphically describing them. And
Multiple what?
Well,
Sounds like a normal
sandwiches
Tuesday
or-
and
night.
he was
Career.
describing
When
how
a man
far
loves a
it was
woman.
gonna go, and he was describing. I can't. And the thing is, he didn't use the P word for the P. He used the C word for it.
Ooh, that's harsh.
Like so,
It's not even playful.
My favorite word.
I'm just thinking of his just like big muscly self, just texting, just like
you could hear
You
it in
forgot
his voice.
old.
you could hear it.
You could hear it.
Yes.
You forgot to say he's old.
Yeah, he's in his
Wait,
70s.
is his wife really in a wheelchair?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Part of
I'm
the
still hooked on
storyline.
that.
Part of the storyline, she just gets up and kicks him in the balls.
Was that his real wife though?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
That was his real wife.
I mean, if my husband's making millions, he can kiss a few people.
It was a part of the storyline.
Yeah.
They're technically acting. Any
And
other
then you get to
actor
Right.
kick him in the
Right.
balls too.
That part.
Yeah.
So it's like
He
And
did
you can
not.
walk again?
He
Perfect.
choked. He slammed his daughter. They fought. Him and his son had 2 face-offs where they beat each other up.
That sucked.
The
and just
amount of women
hear
who
the
were
cash
hit,
register running.
the amount
that
of
whole
women that they
time.
just beat up on WWF and WWE was crazy. Like,
And how many
oh,
chairs did they use for these scenes?
oh, so many chairs.
So many chairs.
So many chairs.
So many chairs.
I saw a video of the Undertaker picking Linda McMahon up by the hair
Oh my
and
god!
like
How do you fake
choke
that?
slamming her, or no, he flipped her around and just dropped her.
Didn't Stone Cold habitually fight his daughter?
Maybe,
His daughter was a
That
wrestler.
wasn't even part of the plot.
maybe.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That was before
Like, I
work.
know she got stuttered a few times. Like, pretty
she a
sure I'm right
wrestler?
about it. No.
Oh, she just
No.
volunteered for
She
this.
was just a woman.
She was just doing her homework.
Well, no, she did wrestle for a little bit, didn't she?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Not
I know
until
I
Stone
know
Cold
Vince
started
McMahon's
fucking
daughter.
with her.
Definitely Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon. That's what I'm talking
No,
about. Yeah,
that's Vince McMahon's daughter.
yeah, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
She got stuttered a few times.
Yeah, and it was she was, remember, she's with Triple H. And they're
currently, I think.
sworn enemies.
Right.
Stone Cold and Triple H are sworn enemies. Almost as funny as Stone Cold and Kurt Angle.
Oh, good old Perk Angle.
Oh man. you guys don't know Perk Angle.
Nah.
He doesn't know Perk Angle.
He doesn't. Just crazy.
Oh, good old days.
The fans know. If you know, you know.
But just talking about his wealth, though, if my memory serves, doesn't he have like half of a T-Rex skull in his office?
Oh, I don't know
Vince.
that.
I'm pretty sure he does.
But it would make sense. It's
like
on
that's
par.
the kind of money I want. I just want fossils in my office.
Like
Just
like
one
Nicolas
little
Cage money.
fingernail.
Yeah, I can afford that now. I need like a T-Rex skull, half the size of my house. Just throw it in there. It's fine.
He does have a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Greg was talking about, he built an empire. I mean, yeah. I mean, even the residuals, I mean, are probably insane.
And then they settled to like some company in the Middle East.
I don't know. I
think that
it sounds
maybe
familiar.
the
though.
Saudis. I can't remember. It's somewhere.
Everyone does business with the
it's
Saudis.
oil
Yeah.
money. It's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
oil money
Yeah.
for sure. Like bought this company out.
Okay, so like when you're going up that high, you have these moguls, right? These people who are moguls in their business. You have Epstein. You have who's the one that started the Me Too? I can't remember The
Well, Epstein didn't have any business.
well, no, he didn't have any business.
No.
Was he
not
affiliated
legally.
The famous thing.
Wasn't he affiliated with?
No, everyone goes.
Oh.
Everyone was like, "How is this guy a billionaire?" Nobody knows anybody who's ever done business with him.
Oh wow.
And then Les Wexner, who was a big financier for like Victoria's Secret,
Right.
yeah, he
Right.
lent him a lot of money. That was very shady.
Okay.
And
He
then
didn't kill
managed
himself
that.
though.
Oh, well, okay. So like Weinstein, right? That's a name you hear. Diddy, that's a name you hear.
What's Diddy up to these days?
Well, do you think that it's on purpose when moguls like this go down? Like, because they go down in the most. The things that they're doing aren't things that are foreign to what people in those positions do. It's
Well,
just the matter of getting narked on.
I think there's like the Diddy Epstein stuff where it's like, hey, we have orgy parties with like baby oil, and that's all I'm gonna say because we're on.
But you think Diddy's the only one doing it?
No.
I don't know. I don't go to
I would
those
hope
parties.
so, but probably not.
In my mind of minds, I feel like there's a reason why when you see someone of such high stature fall, there's a reason. Like for instance, with Diddy, he had that big spout with the liquor company. Pretty much came out on top in that lawsuit. Got all this money, and that spat came and it went away. You don't think that they would want to teach him a lesson?
I mean, as long as it's true, then good, take him down.
Yeah, but I feel like there's so much other people.
Well, there's a lot of
doing-
stuff that like because with all that like blackmail stuff, it's
Yeah.
like people will pretend they don't see it and they'll lie to themselves and they'll go, well, as long as he doesn't do anything weird to me, like they're making money off Diddy. And so then they're just going to kind of look the other way and pretend it doesn't exist. And then all of a sudden, when everybody finally admits what was happening, they go, oh, yeah, I saw it, but I didn't want to say anything. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, dude, good fucking news. Like, doesn't matter.
Just makes me wonder what else is out there.
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like the conspiracy that you might be like, if I'm picking up what you're putting down, like there might be some conspiracy going on.
Yeah.
And you just pissed in the wrong person's cereal.
Right.
And they like, okay, he's now stepped over a line.
Right.
Get rid of him. Because it has to be like some rich and powerful, like not Illuminati, but like there's something going on there.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. As long as it's true that he did all these things, then good, burn him down. But if,
Oh yeah, sure.
but yeah, I mean, if there's like extremely mega rich people who are just like, I don't like you anymore. Here's all these crazy allegations that I made up, and we're gonna, then that's
believe
fucked
it's-
up.
I believe it's true. The thing is I just believe everyone's doing it.
I think the people who don't piss other people off are just getting away with whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when
Until
you
they
have
piss
so
the
much
wrong person
money,
off.
when you can buy literally
Yeah.
anything, you crave other disgusting fantasies.
I mean, everyone beneath them are just positioning themselves, business wise. The people beneath Diddy, they didn't want to piss him off and lose out on whatever they could latch onto with him. You know what I mean? So
It was baby oil. Lots of bottles of baby oil.
too many bottles.
It was funny because Dame Dash went on an interview. Dame Dash was part of Rockefeller. We're definitely around Diddy around that time, and he he insinuated that Diddy might be spiking the Ciroc.
Oh my God.
It is making people gay.
Oh no. Oh no.
And it's just like to insinuate that is just crazy because I mean they bottle that shit. It comes from a factory. Diddy has no, but it's just the things that they
And
put
it's
on.
turning people gay.
That's what he says.
Yep. Obviously.
To come back around to the Lou Ferrigno thing real quick.
Yeah.
I did Google it.
Yeah.
He's 80% hearing loss, and he got hearing aids when he was 4 years old. So that's
Okay.
why he's been able to hear his whole life, just not as well.
Okay.
And then in 2021, he got cochlear implants, so now he's like pretty much full hearing.
No good.
But he was impaired hearing technically his whole life. But because I knew he was an actor, that's why I was like, that had to be ridiculous hurdle for him to be able to be an actor and not hear anything. But I guess he just had hearing aids for his whole life.
Okay. I didn't actually know that.
I didn't know he had any hearing loss, so I guess yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Just cue it up.
Where did you meet him?
This was Wizard World. So before Chicago had Comic-Con, we had Wizard World at the Rosemont Convention Center. And I would go every year. And he was just always there hanging out. So never had a line. So,
And you be talking to him and shit?
yeah.
Do you still talk to him?
I haven't seen the man in years. I didn't know he had.
I didn't know if you're like texting buddies or.
Oh, that'd be. Dude, if I was texting somebody with the Hulk, I wouldn't be here right now. Be going on an adventure with the
Be in your
Hulk.
fucking living room.
Right.
I'd be doing Hulk shit.
Right, dude, what? It's wild because like he's such a large person.
Yeah.
Like I have a pretty good size like hand, but it's like up to here on my arm. Like dude, this engulfs half my arm.
Bro, I met Howie Long once. Howie Long from
my
the
God.
Raiders.
Yeah.
He was I was working for Chevy. Of course he's a Chevy sponsor, sponsored by Chevy, whatever, however the fuck that works. I shook his hand and it was just looks just a big bear hand.
Yeah.
His finger was like 3 of my fingers, and he's just, and I'm looking at him, and I it was back in my belt buckle days where I used to have a belt buckle for every day of the week. I had a Rams belt buckle on, and his son was playing for the Rams at the time.
Okay.
No. We're not passing that up. So belt buckle days.
Like
Tell me
underwear Monday, Tuesday.
No,
It's Friday, yeah.
I used to have a belt buckle for. I used to collect them. I used to have like 30 belt buckles.
What happened to them?
I still have like 10.
So were you in the WWF?
No. I just went through a phase where I was terrible at dressing, and I worked in the car business, and you're judged by how you dress. So I wasn't like super flashy. I didn't dress super flashy. I didn't have the money for it. So I was just like, I'm just going to wear these belt buckles and match them with everything I wear, and it'll give people something to talk about. Everybody will look at my dick. It'd be great.
There was a talking point.
Yeah.
When you went to sell him a car, check out this belt buckle. What do you think? What do you think of this Jack Daniels belt buckle?
Yeah. I still got the Jack Daniels belt buckle.
Oh my God, you have one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, does he have a spinner on there?
No. I did have one of them. I had a Yankees one with a spinner.
Yes.
I had a Yankees one with a spinner. It was really nice. Yeah.
God, these core memories are coming back now. It's just
Yeah.
Did you have the one that like lights up and like you could write a message in it?
That's where I stopped.
Oh, yeah, that would have been
That's
That's
weird.
where I stopped. I would get themed one. Like I literally have a R2D2 belt buckle sitting right there. It's on. You can't see it right there, but it's over there.
We're gonna come back to this later.
Yeah. Well, I also had a cowboy face.
How many
Yeehaw.
faces?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I wore like thigh-high boots every day.
Like not cowboy boots.
They were
just
cowboy
thighs.
boots. But they were up to about up to my thigh, or
Thigh,
like up
thigh
like a little.
high is thigh.
No.
high.
Like calf.
Okay.
Calf high and thigh
Okay,
high.
yeah.
which are
That's-
two
You
very
knew the
different
boots.
things.
You've seen the boots.
I've probably blacked them out of my mind.
Remember when I used to
don't
wear
wanna
cowboy boots every day? And I wore a belt buckle that then too. I was Cowboy Steve. Yeah.
I don't remember it lasting for a long time.
Cowboy Steve.
Yeah, so like I was dating this
Ow.
girl, and my
Met
friend
any
suggested.
Cowboy Steve's down in Texas?
You mean you were dating this pretty
Not
little
one.
lady?
Yeah, I was dating this girl, and she was of the Caucasian persuasion.
Naturally.
And,
Surprise.
we were
Tracks.
having bouts in our relationship, and my friend suggested, "Well, why don't you
Stop
switch
wearing
things up?"
thigh-high boots, Steve.
Time to hang up the lasso.
Well, okay, so she said, just get a new wardrobe, switch things up, try it, because she's just like, you're boring. And I was like, all right, so I'll try something.
The girl said this to you?
Kind of. We'd been together
And
for
you
a very long
spun a wheel, and it had all these different.
So I got a
Like,
bunch of
personas.
samurai shit.
Yeah.
So I went to JCPenney. I got some Wranglers, because that's where you wear. I got some
He's like
Wranglers.
their
Oh,
second
no.
character.
I got some Levi's. And I
Like
got
pearl snap cowboy?
well, no, and I went and I got plaid shirts. And I went
One
to
for
the
every
mall.
day of the week.
Of course, obviously.
I went to the mall and I got I went to the Native
Tuesday,
American store in the
yeah.
mall and I got a cowboy hat, and it had turquoise on it. I thought that was really cool.
Picture didn't happen.
I can just imagine.
Big screen, big screen.
I can just imagine you decked out in your cowboy stuff, and you walk up to the trash can, and you step on it, and you slowly drop all the belt buckles in. So long, partner, and you just turn around and walk away.
Granted, around this time I didn't have like.
Are you Googling your old MySpace to find
No, I have. It wasn't that long ago. This is
Yikes!
Makes it worse.
Yikes!
Cowboyfriendfinder.com.
I'm trying to find the year, but it's
What makes this worse is my very first job was on a horse ranch. So I actually was a cowboy. Didn't dress like that at all.
what makes it
You're
worse is
claiming to
that
be a
Look at this
cowboy. You
city
worked at
slicker.
one ranch.
For 2 years.
Oh, okay.
2 years, 37 horses. It was a long day.
Did you have thigh-high boots?
I did not, actually. Didn't dress like that at all.
Lesson
knee
learned,
boots
Steve.
If you're wearing those
nowadays.
thigh-high boots, I can see why you think there's a lot more Diddy parties going on.
Well, the crazy part
You
about
had
it
to
is
put
that
baby oil on to get
Get
them
up there, you know?
Get 'em on and off.
Get 'em up there.
I'm actually afraid of horses.
Oh, there is so much going on here.
Worst
Poser.
cowboy ever.
No, I'm like, I won't touch them. I won't go near
Cowboy
them.
Troy over here, man.
Yeah. But
You found it?
I found it.
Oh,
Big
no.
Screen.
Yeah, can you cast this?
I can't cast
turquoise?
it.
Is
Well,
that
Oh.
turquoise in
I'll
your
send the producer a picture.
Oh, saddle up.
Man,
Saddle
you
up.
get
that is.
Oh,
Can we,
that's bad.
can we
You
add
can
that
get
in
it.
post? Can we
No,
put it on?
he's got it on the camera.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
That's fantastic.
Did
That
you buy
is
some
sexy bathroom
marble
photo.
reds?
yeah. I did smoke cigarettes at the time too. Whenever I need to pull off the look.
Yeah, Magna Cowboy Killers, man.
And the
There you
thing
go.
is like I wasn't going out to like cowboy events. I was going to the bar in
How would you?
Maryville.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And I would walk in with all these hood black dudes. And I'd walk in with my boots and my hat on.
You mean you'd walk in behind them? They didn't know you were there.
I had a do-rag on
Hey guys,
And so you had a do-rag underneath your cowboy
underneath
hat.
the cowboy hat. Yeah.
There is-
Just in case.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to change your description very quickly.
And I talk the talk and how y'all doing?
All
I
right.
knew you then?
You knew me then.
Wow.
Were you going to Chef's?
Yeah, I was going to Sheffield's.
Oh, no.
Just like that.
Okay.
Yeah. On nigga night.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one night that they had a cover charge there.
It's,
Yes.
oh yeah, it's dark.
The
It gets,
one night
it
they had
gets
a cover
dark in there.
Even for a cowpoke like you, they charge you?
Oh yeah. Well, and then the thing
Half
is like they know me there, so
I would hope
just
so.
I would just go in. They don't have to pat me down or anything. I just go in. They're like, oh, that's Cowboy Steve.
Well, your 6
Yeah,
shooter
this is
wasn't
the
on
mentally
your
ill guy
belt
who
there, so.
dresses up as a cowboy. He cosplays as a cowboy here.
I lied. You didn't know me when I took that photo, but you knew
Thank
me
God.
probably like 6 months later.
Yeah, I feel like a bad friend
How long did this
when you
phase
said
last?
I knew you.
I wrote out Cowboy Steve for
Wrote out. Nice.
like
Good you-
you remember? You remember?
Nice.
That was your dad's place. Yeah,
Oh,
probably
a
a
year
half.
and a half?
Yeah, and then after that, I
that's a
just
commitment.
What a bad
mhm.
friend.
and I
Didn't
just
even
wore the
tell him
boots
for a year and
afterwards
a
for
half.
like 2 more years.
Checked for lung cancer with all those Marlboro Reds you were smoking.
Well, I only smoked.
They were
I only
candy.
smoked when people saw me, so it wasn't like
Oh, social smoker.
I was I was just I didn't even inhale
For the
because
look.
I have baby lungs.
I didn't even hail.
Yeah, I smoked it like a cigar, and or I would just like transfer the smoke from my like to my nose, so I looked like I knew I was doing. I don't know. I just learned how to smoke this year.
So the rest of the topics are canceled. Now we're just
Right.
doing stages and stuff.
Just
Are
roll the
there
board
any
out the window.
notable ones?
Hashtag Cowboy
What's
Steve.
going to be your next
yeah.
era?
I don't know.
That was your cowboy era.
Like Gladiator?
yeah.
well, no,
Pirate era?
Rastafarian.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
here. Yeah. Because I mean, everybody who's known me for a very long time, I didn't always have long hair. This is new. This is like a year, 2 years thing. Yeah. So I'm
Must be
definitely
nice.
Ooh.
Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. Yeah. No. Yeah. It was funny because the other day on my birthday, I
Happy
remember-
birthday, by the way. Happy
yeah,
belated.
yeah. Well, no, not happy birthday me. Happy birthday, cake.
Thank you.
What? It's your birthday?
It was a
No.
birthday 2 days ago before mine.
Yeah. We found out we were Libra gang together.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Get in line.
None of
Anyway.
that stuff means anything to me.
Yeah, right. But anyway, yeah, he brought me in a shirt, and it was like one of those fusion Rastafarian lion shirts that he got in Jamaica. Because we were talking about Jamaica before, but he didn't even know it was my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, dude, you brought me out." He was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was your birthday." Gave me a big hug, but definitely gonna grow my dreads out into some type of Rastafarian thing. Gonna dye them.
You got to
So
get the thing
like-
like Sway has with the big,
Oh yeah,
whatever you call
I
that.
need one of those. I
Oh,
need
yeah.
one of those. The
This
big-
I'm Sway. This is my inexplicable head wrap.
yeah.
Thanks,
Like
Boondocks.
and
never seen his hair.
subscribe for all of Steve's next looks.
Can we make a poll?
This is
online?
this is an ongoing thing now.
Oh yeah.
I think we can make I'm ready to invest in a new wardrobe.
You said it's been like a year or two.
Yeah, what kind of
So
Steve do
you're
you guys
like a
want to see?
butterfly coming out of the cocoon.
Yeah.
Right.
With a new look.
And now that I have a
Metamorphosis.
platform, I have to like lean into whatever this new era of me is. I really don't know which way it's gonna go.
A new
Yeah,
It,
right
it
now.
sounds
song,
like
a
you have
new
no
look.
problem leaning into new concepts, so I think you'll be fine.
yeah.
Can we bring back Belt Buckle?
No, that he's dead and gone. We got to go to Pirate Steve next.
Could be the
Just like from
resurrection.
Dodgeball.
I do have a picture. I do have a picture of me with a handlebar mustache
Oh, we're doing handlebar mustache.
and shaved just like Hulk Hogan.
Was that your Village People era?
Steve-O-mania.
What was that?
No, that was just like I just thought it would be hilarious to do it, and I was working. Yeah, he's seen it. It was a real thing, and I just thought it would be hilarious, and that people will take me serious regardless of what I look like. I was just trying to prove a point to my bosses.
Did you call everybody brother? Brother.
No, we
Get that
didn't get- I
extended
didn't-
warranty.
But I would be like seriously negotiating car deals with like a Fu Manchu. Yeah, it was
Incredible.
terrible.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
If it's a picture and it didn't happen, I'd have to find it later because that one is like. So I found that picture on someone else's social media years later and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
And what was their caption?
There was that. It was just in their shit. When I found it, I was so embarrassed. But yeah, the things you do. So what? Pirate Steve? What are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to pull
We
that
can make
off.
a poll. I feel like this. You have a
Ooh,
social
definitely,
platform now,
yes.
so just
Yeah.
Leave it in the
let
comments.
Let the audience choose.
All right.
Leave it in the comments what you think Steve's next era should be.
Your vote counts.
Your vote counts. It is voting season.
It's true.
How old is too old to have a baby?
Now,
I mean,
If the sperm still shoots.
yeah, I mean, as long as genetically it's viable, I guess. Do you think we'll get to a point in science when like literally like 85-year-old women can have a baby? Like, do you think science
Probably.
will progress enough?
I can see it.
Not that they should. I'm just saying. Do you think it could?
Who would want to? What woman would want to?
Well, I
don't-
could see a scenario maybe where like her kid or her grandchild can't have a kid for whatever reason, and she's like, "Oh, I'll do it."
Why wouldn't you
Yeah.
just get like a regular age woman?
Well, because it's so much cheaper to have a family member be your surrogate than actually pay one.
I feel like the procedure
It's
to make that happen.
cheaper to have somebody who's actually baby making years versus
No, but
an,
that's
like
what
an
I'm saying. Do you-
85-year-old woman.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Do you think science can get to the point where it's totally like viable? Like they can give you whatever pills, shots you need to totally be able to have a healthy, normal pregnancy.
think
at,
we'll get
like,
that before we
advanced
learn?
ages?
You think we'll get that before we learn how to live to 150?
We'll probably get that before GTA 6.
I mean, processed food is making us,
And
infertile.
another one
so-
off the list.
Wait, what's making us infertile?
Processed foods. I mean, I'm considered a geriatric pregnancy. I had my kid a year ago. And I mean, I'm in the best shape of my life, I feel. So it's just, people are getting older, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird how processed our foods here in the States. It's nuts. But
You
Oh
can-
yeah, everything we eat is killing us. So you're right.
yeah, yeah. I
You
went
can
on
see all the ingredients for like I saw it was like Fruit Loops or something that they have in Canada versus in America. And the American one is like 20-30% cheaper, but it's all like poison. And then you go to the Canadian one and it's like the same flavors, a lot higher quality, and it's like, guys,
What are
just
we doing?
don't give us the poison.
What are we doing to save a buck? Yeah. Only reason why I ask is because Al Pacino's got a new baby. I think Robert De Niro has a new baby too, doesn't he?
Oh, I can't even imagine that
I feel like I
conception.
heard that too.
Yeah, because at first I thought it was Robert De Niro, who was just had a baby with his girlfriend. Yeah, he had a baby. Yeah,
Well, I don't know why, but
Like
in my
last
head,
year.
I see like the de-aged version of De Niro from The Irishman in my head, and it's not good.
who would want to? Can I say that?
Thank you, because it's not good.
What?
Who would want to fuck Robert De Niro?
Someone who thinks they can get money out of it?
The De Niro, you would say?
For the
Everyone's
dinero,
got a
I get it.
type.
Is it creepy when an 80-year-old man has a girlfriend in her 30s?
Yeah.
Not when he has
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
Because I saw Bill Belichick and his girlfriend. She's literally like 20-something years old.
That's so weird.
I mean, Leo DiCaprio does it. He doesn't date anyone older,
you
what,
know what?
25, right? Isn't that the
Beautiful.
thing?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I want you two to save your comments, okay? But now thinking about it, on my end, I get it. I could date someone in their 70s, 80s.
You could date a woman in her 70s or 80s?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do they have to be rich or just because you want to?
Just cause.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like here's your walker, babe.
I mean, I've heard
You're
of
into that?
experience.
No. Well, I've met some youthful 70.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ton in that.
You told me to keep my comments myself, so I'm staying quiet.
I'm just gonna have a big old sip.
I'll fill you in later. Pause. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. What did Al Pacino say about dying?
No idea.
Who is it that told me? One of you guys mentioned something about what Al Pacino said about dying, about death. No?
Nah.
I feel
Wrong
like we didn't have
podcast.
I know what you're talking about.
We had a
We had that
conversation about this
conversation earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said it?
It was me.
I think he said something to the effect of when you die, there's nothing there. There's no white
Yeah,
light.
yeah,
There's no
yeah.
nothing.
How would he know?
He was. Oh wait. Yeah. What was the thing? He had COVID, and then
He was diagnosed with COVID.
Diagnosed with
a
COVID.
year or a year and a half ago.
year and a half ago,
He got to the point where he actually passed away,
and he died,
and they revived him,
and then revived him.
and they brought him back to health. And
Bet.
I guess during that moment, of remembering, or maybe it was an epiphany that he had, and was like, well, there's nothing after that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you think that was? Do you think there was nothing, or do you think there was nothing because it's him?
That's a whole lot of philosophy right there.
I think he came back as a worm in reincarnation, and it was just really dark because he was in the ground.
Sure. I just think it's weird that he was like, okay, I died, I came back. Let's have a fucking kid.
Right?
I'm trying to fuck something right now.
Right. And pull-out game is weak.
I got his quote right here. He said, I didn't see the white light or anything. There's nothing there. As Hamlet says, to be or not to be.
I think
That was
that's
his
just
quote.
him. I think it's him. I think it's just whatever the fuck he was experiencing.
Mm.
Do you guys? Okay, so I got like when I take edibles, I have epiphanies, and one of the epiphanies that I had when I took my last edible was, isn't it weird, like that God just plays with us like we're toys, like he like put us on this planet and then or however we got here, if you believe in God or whatever it is, but the only way we can survive is if we fuck each other.
Do I think
Isn't
that's
that weird? You don't
mean-
think it's weird that the only way that we can survive as a species is if we fuck each other?
As
At least
opposed
it's
to
fun.
what?
I don't know. There's you've never seen
Like
other
high fives would give you a kid. That'd
or,
be cool.
or let's say we just like
We'd
put our
wear
hands
gloves.
together and like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to mate, you want to mate. We put our hands together and then pregnancy.
like avatars with their little
Wouldn't
tails.
it
Right.
have to
Yeah.
Were
be
you watching
fucking
Star Trek
because-
one day? Just
Then that would be called fucking.
Yeah.
We've just named
Right.
this thing that we do fucking.
Mm.
Making out isn't fucking.
No, but
But
like
when you can make a person, then it's fucking.
Right.
yeah,
So
but
then
like
necessarily all the stuff that makes new people.
it's not weird to you that we have to
Reverse
fuck
into
to have to like procreate. That's not weird.
I feel like
What
Joe
about
and I are on-
what about like oral sex? That doesn't get you pregnant.
I understand.
But
that
what if it
doesn't.
did? Then that would be fucking.
I understand, but I just think that it's just weird that we just in order like oh we want to have it like okay you have to fuck. That's not.
But other than spontaneous pregnancy, like
And then let's say we have a and then we have a kid because we just like fucking. What if we just like fucking?
I mean, it is one of
That
the
is
most fun
most
things we
of
can
the
do.
people's
then you get
problems
your
these days.
shit tied.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that it was just one.
Are you high right now?
A little bit.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit.
Wait, I kind of wish I still smoked. I'm like, man, this is some shit I would have thought about.
Now it's time for my favorite part of the showcase corner.
All right, I'm here to promote some products. Let me get you this bad boy. All right, this is the Apollo Sign digital photo frame. This is going to be the best Christmas gift that you get your mother or your mother-in-law or your grandma for Christmas this year. Cool thing about this is you can do photos and videos. Let me see if I got a video on here. Oh, look at my little nugget. He's so cute for Halloween.
Oh.
Photos and videos, and with a one-click migration, you can send, like you go on the NixPlay app and you can send up to 80,000 pictures to anyone. So like say you have a grandma in a different state, you upload the pictures and send them straight to the device. So it's a pretty good thing, and it's under $50 right now. These things are about $100 usually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look at my little Peppa girl.
And that's way better than those things used to be originally when you had to like put an SD card into them because you know your grandma's not gonna be able to figure any of that shit out.
Yeah.
Or you got to go over
Right.
there
They
to like
grandma proofed it.
to like connect your new photos. Like, oh, here's our trip from a year and a half ago, and you got to plug them in. The fact that you can do it over Wi-Fi is awesome.
Yeah. All right. then we got this calendar. Can we
Fuck
have these words on here? Is this okay?
Yeah, fuck it, just do
All
it.
right, fuck it. This is gonna be the perfect calendar to get that person that has a little sense of humor. Let me show y'all my favorite one. It's motivational speaking, really.
I like to be motivated.
Yeah, like your anxiety is a lying bitch. So pretty.
Bet.
Where's my favorite one? Okay.
What month is it in?
August.
Okay.
Let's keep the dumb fuckery to a minimum today.
That's a good
probably
one.
my favorite. So I don't want to give all of them away, but they're really, really cute. And this is a cheap gift. Everyone needs a calendar for 2025. It's $13. So
Bet. 2025 is coming super quick too.
Yeah, it is.
Make it slow the fuck down.
okay, this was my birthday gift,
Aw.
and I'm obsessed with it. It's the Ania Glow LED red light therapy face mask. Okay, don't be afraid.
What does it do?
It helps with so much. It combats aging, works on fine lines and wrinkles, acne. What else? Promotes collagen. It does all the good things for your face.
We're
And-
black. Do we need that?
No.
Yes. Yeah, no, actually, yes, you do. They say black doesn't crack, but no, you need all of the things that go into this. Oh, do I not have?
It's also very good for murder.
Boo.
It yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
For murder.
I wouldn't know who you were.
True.
By the way, they just let us know that the Jason mask is Shatner with no skin.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jason mask is Shatner.
Wait.
More
was Michael
words.
Myers?
It's just
Oh, the Michael
more
Myers.
words.
Michael
I'm about to
Myers.
say,
Michael
yeah.
Myers. It's,
Oh, okay.
Shatner.
That makes so much
Shatner
more
with no
sense.
skin.
I was
and that
like,
reminded me of the Michael Myers.
it's a hockey
Oh,
mask.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was like,
goes on like this,
tattooed on me.
straps it
Yeah,
around.
I was very confused.
It's pretty easy. You can wear it around the house or relax. I have to do dishes in it because my kids.
How long do you keep it on for?
20 minutes a day max, but if you do the different modes, you can probably slide in a little more time.
Bet.
Wonder if that'll pick up on camera. That
Oh,
there's
the
a-
little spider?
That there's a spider coming down right on top
I
of
was
it.
wondering what y'all were pointing at. I wish I would have brought my. It's actually charging because I use this thing a lot. So it's got 4 different modes, different colors, and red light therapy beds are in the thousands of dollars, and you have to go into public to use them. This you can use at home, and it's under $100. So
Bet. I feel like that's man stuff.
man stuff. We're getting into the man stuff now. Okay. I've worked with Tesman and I love all of their products. I love to promote them. This is wire strippers. The cool thing about Tesman is all their products obviously come with Duracell batteries. So your products are pretty much coming for free because they send you 2 Duracell batteries. And batteries are expensive. But they're the non-contact voltage. You got anything that's like... Let me get this one out.
Is that a wire stripper or a wire tester?
It is a wire stripper and crimper, but it has the non-contact voltage. So if you get close to anything hot that you're not supposed to clip, it'll let you know.
So
that's
it's
nice.
electronics. So that's where the batteries come in.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I was wondering where the
Okay.
battery came into that.
Yeah, that's actually really important.
Yeah. my bad. It's man stuff. I don't know much about this. No. This one. Okay. So
I think it's a live wire.
yeah. So it's gonna let you know whatever's hot and what's not. Come on.
That wire is so hot right now.
That's not power. That's audio. So that's probably why I
Yeah.
didn't.
Mm,
Yeah,
makes
but that
sense.
first
But
chord.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
yeah.
got it. So love these, and moving into a 1970s condo. This is coming very handy because all of the light switches were hooked to random things. And then this is the
Nose trimmer?
cheaper version of this, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So, and it comes really, really cool flashlight.
Hmm.
All right.
And you got
I love this one because what is it?
and that's from the TikTok shop?
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah. So if you want any of these, you can go to my TikTok, go into my showcase, and these are all under $20 each.
Oh wow.
So, all right.
They look
Good
expensive.
stocking stuffer.
Great stocking stuffer for men. Okay. Every single person in this room needs this device. Every woman, every man. It is a
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the air pump.
Yep.
yeah, and you set it to whatever PSI you want. You screw it on, and then you walk away. You don't have to be in that awkward crouch position,
I need one of those.
killing your knees. And this thing,
Car tire too?
Yeah. Right?
yeah, any tire,
Yeah.
car tire.
Oh.
We got one
So
for my mother-in-law. It's
It's
great.
super awesome.
I need
And there's a light too, if happens at night. So this thing, my husband got it for me, and the first time I used it, I was like, yeah, it was worth $75. So I
Bet.
think everyone needs, definitely just for safety. So pretty cool device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's like super fast too. So and that's by Fantic. This one is going to be a great gift.
I can't even guess what that is.
Okay, anyone
Right?
else want to guess?
Some sort of fragrance thing.
I was about to say diffuser, but no.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It is a rolling knife sharpener.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got 2 different sides. And when I got this for my husband, I'm not going to lie to you, I've never used this thing. I don't know how you use it, but he spent hours sharpening every knife in the house. And I was like, pay attention to me. I'm going to take it back. So, yeah, he loved it. And he has every knife sharpener in the business. I am not mad about this because it's aesthetically pleasing. I'm not going to be mad if he leaves it on the counter.
Yeah.
And it's also the smallest one we have. All the other ones are like big and bulky. So I think this is a great stocking stuffer or gift for any man.
Yeah, I think there's something like in our brains that just wants to sharpen knives. Like
Yeah.
our caveman brain.
Right?
old blacksmith energy.
Knife.
Sometimes I get
cut
nervous. I'm like, do you have to sharpen all of them? Like,
Don't you like murder shows? I'm sorry.
yeah. And this is the, I don't know how to say it, Aukenbum. No, I don't know. Kunbin. It's a razor, completely 100% waterproof. You can use it in the shower, and then it has a light. So after you get out of the shower, you can make sure like what areas that you missed, it's going to highlight it, and then you can do touch-ups. So I actually hated this when I first got it because I didn't use it properly. So if you're using it on this side and then you're grinding down the fine hairs. So I spent an hour reviewing this in the shower, freezing my tail off because I couldn't figure it out. But now, love it. If y'all want to see, I shave my arms. I need to do them again.
It don't hurt.
It's so cold. My hair's growing back so quick up here. But yeah, that's all I got. And they're pretty good. I've reviewed all of them, and I brought things that I absolutely loved. So
All right. Thank you for Kay's Corner. Bet. Are you guys into the Met Gala at all?
No.
Nah, dude.
I love Kim Kardashian's looks every year.
Is the goal, what do they do there besides wear ridiculously obscene outfits and dresses?
It's like a fundraiser. You have to pay to go. I think it started off as some type of like fundraiser, and then it just kind of morphed into fashion. But they have a theme every year. I am currently looking for this year's Met Gala theme.
And none of it is filmed inside of the Met, right?
I don't believe so.
It's all just them walking into the Met, and that's what we see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, because I was thinking like I feel like everything I see from there is just people walking in up the stairs, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You only just see them on the red carpet or whatever color carpet it is.
Yeah.
So this year's Met Gala theme is super fine in black style. That's the costume that everyone's going to be wearing this year. So you'll see like basically how they dressed in the 50s, how like in black culture, how they dressed up, kind of like how the gangsters were, that type of theme. I thought it was pretty interesting. I kind of felt like they were pandering to black people a little bit. I always get a little nervous. No?
No, I'm just saying, when are they not?
Well, yeah, so I get nervous whenever big companies target black people because they just never do it right.
I always think back to like the Vince McMahon in a do-rag. Like whenever it's Black
Right.
History Month, I'm like, oh,
Right.
look at the companies wanting to pander to us.
And
That's nice.
goodbye to Naked Greg. Thank you, Naked Greg.
Bye, Naked Greg. Put some clothes on, Naked Greg.
But yeah, I just sometimes it feels like pandering.
Yeah, like when Hillary Clinton had a bottle of hot sauce in her purse. I remember that day.
Yeah.
I feel like she really keeps hot sauce in her purse.
White
what kind of hot
bitches
sauce?
can't have hot sauce.
But whether she
But
does
when
or
she's on a
doesn't,
black show saying that she does,
yeah, don't you think that was
it
on
is a bit
purpose?
sus.
Whether she does or doesn't, don't you think just bringing it
It's a
up?
bit sus.
so
was
I
on
shouldn't
purpose.
bring out my hot sauce.
Dude, what kind of hot sauce do you
I
use?
would be impressed. Like,
Ever since I had a kid, I can't do hot sauce.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it
Heartburn?
sucks. My taste buds changed.
Pregnancy is
Weird.
wild.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
oh, that's unfortunate.
Are there any things like that happened? Like the older you got, like things that you might have thrown like weren't interested in, and now it's like your thing, or like things that you used to love eating and you just can't eat anymore now that you're older.
I hated onions, and now I cannot live without an onion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get new taste buds every 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that they're different. They may come back and 95% of them are the same, but you do get new taste buds every 7 years. So yeah, that is kind of typical for as you get older. You figure out, oh, I didn't know I liked this or whatever.
I guess it was a revelation when I told people that I don't eat snacks.
Yeah,
Like,
you said that on the podcast last time.
Yeah.
at all?
No.
Like no chips, no popcorn.
Don't like snacks.
That makes me hungry thinking about you not
I am
having
also
snacks.
hungry. Yeah, like I could.
No.
Like a fruit roll up.
No, I don't like any candy. No candy. None. But I barely eat chocolate.
That was my confusion with when you said this last week. Snacks covers so many
Yeah,
things.
so many
Blockbuster.
categories.
Okay.
Salty.
Shoot them at me. I'll tell you if shoot them at me.
Pretzels,
No.
I was
Don't
literally
like-
gonna say pretzels.
don't care
That's
for
the
it.
ultimate snack.
nuts,
No, not really anymore.
Yogurt, cheese.
God, no.
trail mix,
No.
Okay. Wow.
and you already said no
Apples,
candy.
Fruit.
No, I don't eat fruit.
You don't eat-
I
You should
made
probably
a
start doing
conscious
that.
effort to get fruit because I just don't eat fruit.
Popcorn.
Let's talk about what you do eat.
Meat.
That's it. Just a steak.
I eat sandwiches. I eat, but the thing is, it's like if I'm gonna eat, I want a fucking meal. Don't play with me. Just give me a meal.
I like a meal and then an in between meal
No.
and then a snacky snack
I
and
don't-
then maybe a snack.
I don't fuck around in between.
I eat all day long.
I do not fuck
also
around.
eat all day long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, working from home is like, my kitchen is right behind me.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. I'm so fat. Anyways, but yeah, but I have full meals, and then I also have snacks, like,
Yeah, and then little snacky snacks
Right.
in between those snacks.
and in between meals, like it's what I do as a break in between meals.
But the thing that blew my mind when we had this conversation last week on the previous podcast was that, like, when you're on a road trip
No.
and you
Beef
don't
jerky.
eat snacks,
No.
Oh, the one with the cheese with it too. It's like beef jerky on one side, cheese on the other
Oh
side.
no, I'm
How
talking
do you
like
sit in the
real
car
beef jerky.
for
Oh,
hours
like,
at a
If I'm
time?
gonna
Yeah.
if I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
do that, I eat it as a meal, and it's only because the gas station didn't have any other thing. So if I'm eating that, I'm eating like 30 of them, right? Because I want to get full, and then once I'm full, I don't snack in between.
What are your insides like? Because it can't be good.
Well, no, it's just like I just eat meals. Like whatever meal you eat, I eat that meal, but I just don't snack in between.
You need to start eating fruits, dog.
I know. I
Like,
eat fruits. I legit. I ate fruits for like 3 days straight, and I looked in the mirror. and I look like a different person.
Yeah,
Like,
your
a better
your
person.
body was like, whoa, this is
happier person.
awesome.
Missing
Yeah.
these things. Yeah.
It's not that I eat bad. I just don't. I mean, I eat vegetables. I eat a lot of vegetables.
Okay, that's good at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
give you
just
that.
eat meat, but I'll eat like I'll do like steamed broccoli and then like cauliflower and then like meat and more and more and more. And yeah.
You can
Okay.
snack on vegetables
get the
too.
meat
You can do
sweats?
I don't want to
celery
snack.
and ranch,
I don't-
celery and
I-
peanut butter.
Sir, I don't want to snack. Don't fuck with me.
Try to
Apple,
force this.
caramel,
Don't
and apple.
fuck-
Okay.
No.
Drinks in between. Do you drink all day?
Water, unsweetened tea, coffee,
Unsweetened
no
tea.
ice.
That's mop water, sir.
No, I don't.
You don't drink. Ugh.
Sparkling water.
I felt Texas come out of
Ooh,
every.
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna
have
say that was the
spicy
most southern
water?
you've been.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love,
no.
I
Chinese
love
static water.
I love spicy water. So
Spicy water?
Where I work, they
That's
have
vodka.
Where I work, they have two faucets, right? They have like regular water, and then they have the bubbly water, the spicy water. I want that water.
That's what you're calling spicy water?
It has
Carbonated
no,
water?
Has no taste, no nothing. I could
No,
drink
that's
that.
water. Water has
that's
no
TV
taste.
It's
static,
water, but it's
but
just carbonated
wet.
water. But she's calling it spicy water.
Spicy water?
That's spicy water.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, why would you?
it spicy?
Yeah,
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Spicy water is my
Bizarre.
thing.
Yeah, I can't get behind that.
Before we go, I got one thing that I want to get shared with you guys. Because we're talking about snacks and stuff. But getting through the set is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are talking to me.
Where's it
I'll
going?
I guess I'll talk about the movie that I saw a few days ago because it's only gonna take me about a minute. So I just saw. My wife and I have been just going to movies like every week for whatever reason. We didn't used to go to the theaters often. Now we go almost every week.
Right on.
But anyway, we saw My Old Ass a couple days ago, and it's an Aubrey Plaza movie. My wife liked it a lot. I loved the concept. I thought it was really good up until it ended, and then I said, "What the fuck just happened?" The movie just ended with seemingly no resolution, which made me so mad. How often do you see a movie and you wish it was a half hour longer? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Usually
not
it's the
often.
opposite.
Yeah.
You're like,
So it was like cliffhanger.
not even a cliffhanger. There's a scene that happens at the end, and then all of a sudden they just cut to black, and I'm like, what?
They soprano you?
But
Do you know when the theater messes up and the stream there's like little bubbles and you have to like come back? Did that happen?
no, it went straight to credits. It said directed by all that stuff, and I looked at my wife. I'm like, what the fuck was that? We didn't get to find out what happens to these people after the fact. So what the movie is it's about these 3 teenage girls who go into the forest and they take shroom tea or whatever. They drink some sort of drug laced tea in the forest, and they start hallucinating and seeing different things. Well, the main girl, she hallucinates and sees all of a sudden Aubrey Plaza sitting next to her, and Aubrey Plaza's talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, we don't do very well with drugs." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I'm you." And she finds out that this is herself 30 years later, or maybe 25 years later, something like that. It's a 39-year-old version of her, and she's like, "What?" And she says, "Yeah, remember this?" She picks up her shirt. She's like, "Remember the scar that we got?" She says all these things to prove that she's really her. And then she tells her, like, you got to be nicer to your brother. You got to be nicer to your mom, blah, blah. She starts telling her all these things she needs to do to, like, improve her family life. And the movie's a comedy, but you can see it's already going someplace that's going to be sad because she's like, why are you telling me this thing? She's like, I can't tell you why, but just please, like, your brother's going to ask you to go golfing. Please go golfing with him, and please lay off your mom. And she says all these things that as an audience, you're like, we're going to cry. We're going to cry by the end.
Yeah.
We're going to cry. And so things happen throughout the movie, and she ends up putting her number, Aubrey Plaza puts her phone number in her younger version's phone. And so throughout the movie, she's communicating with her. She literally calls her up and she says, hey, I met this boy, blah, blah, blah. And Aubrey Plaza's like, don't go near that boy. Don't talk to him. She's like, why? She's like, I just can't tell you. She's like, well, can you at least give me like lottery numbers? Can you tell me who wins the World Series? Can you tell me who the next Google is? I want to make some money. She's like, I don't know how any of this works. I don't want to like fuck it all up, butterfly effect stuff. So I really don't want to tell you anything, but just know that you can improve your family life by doing these things. And she's just like very cryptic about it all. So as the movie goes on, I'm waiting, and one of the phone calls she has, you hear something go on in the background. It's like sirens going off. She's like, I gotta go. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen in the future. So the movie goes on and the movie ends, and I'm not going to tell you what happens, obviously, but we just don't get any resolution to any of that stuff. You don't find out what happens to most of the characters. You don't find out what happens in the future. You don't figure out how this was possible, how she's able to communicate
So
with
it wasn't
herself.
like time travel. Wasn't clear on how.
They don't explain any of that stuff. And I'm like, God damn it. Because I really like the setup, and I really was expecting to cry. I'm like, all right, I see where this is going. My wife did cry at one point, and I was waiting for all that to pay off, and then it never did. And all of a sudden the movie just ends, and I'm like, what the hell?
They'll release
like,
a
I was
2
so ready.
in a couple years.
Maybe.
right.
Just for you.
I mean, they kind of could, honestly. Like, man. I recommend the movie. Not seeing it in theaters. Just see it when it comes out to streaming, But
I'm not paying movie theater prices.
It's actually
$5
not that bad.
Tuesday. $5 Tuesday. So
Yeah.
that's when we go. My wife and I go not every Tuesday, but when we go, it's always on a Tuesday.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
So
Are we gonna smash it in your face?
you could. So I'm a Libra, and so is Kay.
Yes.
And we just had our birthdays pass. So this is a cake to commemorate.
Oh,
Is it gonna slide?
It's
yeah,
sliding
it was
already.
going.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He hates snacks. He just like throws it.
It says,
I don't like
it says
sweets.
happy birthday, Libra. I think the camera can get it. So very special birthday. Happy birthday to Kay.
Thank you, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you. My life doesn't matter. Don't act like it does.
I just want to know how close we are to being birthday buddies. Like, what time were you born?
I believe my mom watches, so maybe mom leave the time in the comments, but I think it was like 1 a.m.
Okay, so we're pretty close.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Wait, are you guys on the
Wait.
same day?
No, I'm the 8th and he's the 9th.
Yeah. What time are we
Oh.
born?
8:32 a.m.
Oh, okay. So like a whole day, well,
Like
almost a whole day.
15 hours
Yeah.
apart?
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
You were born on a totally different part of the planet.
True.
Yeah.
Where?
Texas.
So it is a whole different planet.
relation to the planet, you're very close. You guys were born very close together.
But if we lived in Europe, I was born in Russia and she was born in Greece.
Yeah. That's how because Texas is just as big as like
Europe.
Europe.
Most of Western Europe. Yeah.
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 So.
Yeah.
Just
So she was
saying.
really
It's all
born
relative.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's not that person who makes us fuck let that happen.
You're back on that.
I'll never get over it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end right there. Man, I wish I could have prepped somebody for a cake in the face. That would have been funny. But we appreciate you guys rocking with us. We're gonna enjoy some birthday cake. Thank you guys for sitting in with us. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us.
Watch that
Thank you.
cake, guy.
Yeah, I got it. Definitely check out Aaron's podcast, The Required Taste Podcast, available on Spotify. Make sure you check out Kay. Kay, go ahead and plug your socials again.
It's at K. Ethel Dickerson.
All right. It's spelled how it sounds.
No, are you joking?
Does it?
No, I mean KAYETHELDICKEROSSON.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh God.
That's how I would.
Right?
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
That's how I pictured it.
I get why it's your favorite word now.
Why?
Because it's in your name.
What? What's in my name?
Well, we just.
Dick.
Oh no, the C word's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's not in there. It would have been cock.
Dick is a close second though.
All right, you guys. Be good out there. We'll talk to you soon.